guys, welcome back to another episode of the Exceptional Scrum Master podcast. My name is Yinka and I remain your online Agile coach. Now, in today's episode, I want to share a story on how I became a Scrum Master. It is my desire that today's episode helps you out there to keep pushing your goals until you achieve them. Now, I remember many years ago, after I graduated from college, I actually studied international relations in the hopes of becoming an ambassador. Little did I know that you just don't become an ambassador just like that. So my heart was crushed. I came out of college looking for a job. I couldn't find one, so I ended up with a customer service position. I did this for over a year until one day I came across an advertisement for a project management training program. And so I was like, hey, what is this project management training program all about? So I kind of read through it. I went online, kind of did more research about it. And finally, I decided to send an email, or I believe I probably made a phone call at that time to, the people who placed the advert. And so it was two guys who were running, a training program for people who wanted to become project managers. So I signed up for this program because I was looking for anything that would get me out of staying as a customer service agent at that time. And so finally, I went through this program, worked under the guidance of these two individuals, and I finally landed myself a project coordinator job. I did this for a couple of years, became really good in this role, worked really well with so many project managers. And then one day, I was having a conversation with my friend who was a developer at the time. And so, you know how you just kind of talk about work. And so my friend was talking about someone on his team, and that person was a Scrum Master. So I was like, what is Scrum Master? And so he was trying to explain that role to me. And after the explanation, I was like, this role kind of sounds familiar. It sounds like something that I can do, right? Based on my project coordinator and management experience. So I just had to go online, kind of research, what is Scrum Master, what is Scrum, what is Agile. And so every time I'll have conversations with this guy, just kind of like tap his brain and all of that. And so after several months of doing my research, gaining, a deeper understanding, I was like, you know what? Why don't you connect me with your friend at work so that I can meet your friend and kind of learn more so that I'm able to see if what I'm learning is the right path. So finally, my friend made that connection. And so that was how I met my first Scrum Master friend. Okay. And so every time I would learn something, we would share ideas together. She would tell me, yes, this is the way to go. This is how to do it. And then I started to practice what I was learning every day at my current place of work, because I was currently, managing projects. And so, at the end of the day, I could use any type of practice on my job as long as I got the result. So I had that opportunity to be able to flex on my learning. And I used to check, my learning with my friend at the time just to see, hey, am I in the right path? Am I doing things the way things are supposed to go? And so, spent a couple of months deepening my understanding, practicing at work. Sometimes I'll get resistance from the team. But one thing that I noticed about myself at the time was I was a very courageous person. I was someone, and I am still someone who is not afraid to step into the deep. At the end of the day, you're going to have to step into it to find out what's down there. And if it's a good thing, good for you. If it's a bad thing, then you're going to step out and retrace your steps. One problem that I see with many people in today's time is a lack of courage, a lack of confidence. Many times people desire things and they don't know how to push and stretch and go for that thing and put in the work. You can't just desire to be something or someone without wanting to put in the work. Many times when you desire to be a thing, in this case, you're trying to become a Scrum Master, you are going to face many trials, many tribulations. You're going to face many rejections. But at the end of the day, you know what you want, and you've got to keep pushing and keep going. And that was something that helped me back in the day, right? Because even when I used to talk to that Scrum Master friend, I used to try out a lot of things that she used to even wonder, like, girl, are you now a Scrum Master? I'm like, yes, I am. In my current role, I did not need permission from anybody. So stop finding all these excuses. Oh no, I'm in a type of role that does not require me to do this and do that. No. By the time you understand how Scrum works, by the time you understand how Agile works, you will know that in your day-to-day life, you can apply some of those practices. And clearly, in your day-to-day work, you can find where and how to apply those practices. So cut yourself excuses. That was something that back in the day, I didn't give in. I used to find a way. How can I facilitate daily Scrum, right? I found that opportunity. I introduced that opportunity. How can we have review? How can we reflect on what we've done so far? What are the ways that we can check up our progress without having to wait for a specific milestone, right? Fine, I get it. I was already into projects. I was a project manager at the time. However, I was not an Agile practitioner. I wasn't a Scrum Master. So the same way you were trying to become a Scrum Master today is the same way I was also trying to become a Scrum Master. It's the same way. The same way you got into this current job that you have right now is the same framework that is going to get you into that next job. You just need to have the right mindset and the attitude and the willpower to keep pushing. If you have courage, if you have confidence, there is nothing impossible for you to accomplish. I used to be a customer service rep back in the day. I hated that job so much because it was very redundant for me. I felt like I was created for more. And not saying that there's anything wrong with customer service positions. It was not just for me. And that's why when I came across project management, I grabbed it because it looked like something that had, my inner self. It just felt like something that I could do really well and something that I would excel in. And that's why I pursued it. So I was somebody who has an international relations background. I had customer service experience. I learned project management, and then I had to learn Agile. And today I am an Agile coach with so many years of experience, worked with so many organizations. And right now I am coaching, I am training, and I'm mentoring hundreds of individuals. Everybody started from somewhere. You've got to start from somewhere and start today. Stop with the excuses. So many times when I hear people say, oh, the market is saturated, there is no job, it's getting more difficult. I'm like, really? Really? How bad do you want it? Every one of us that you see today excelling in this role, we all started from somewhere. Nobody was born being an Agile practitioner. Nobody was born being a Scrum Master. We learned the skill, we practiced the skill, and we got the courage to apply for the job. Now, I know that I can't really remember so many things, but one thing I remember is from the day I made up my mind to become a Scrum Master, it took me 4 months to get my job. And in the course of those 4 months, I got rejections. So no, it wasn't as if I applied for the first job and I got it right away. No, I got rejections, but guess what? I did not give up. I kept pushing and I kept going, and now I'm at that phase where I know so much in this industry, and obviously there's still so much to learn, but at least I know so much that has helped me, to help the organizations that I've supported. And I'm still learning and I'm still growing so that I can keep supporting the teams and the organization. But you've got to start from somewhere. You've got to make up your mind that this is what you truly want, and you have to be willing to put in the work. Back in the day, and I still advise my students still today, if you're not spending 3 hours reading, learning all things Agile, I'm not sure you're ready. I am not sure you're ready, because now that you also believe that it's harder to get the job, then you know that you have to step up your game. You've got to step up your game so that when you get that interview, you are smashing it and you're not leaving any stones unturned. Prep yourself. Prep yourself. If you need to get yourself a coach to reduce the stress that you have to go through. If you have to, join a community where you can practice, join that community, but do something. Stop complaining. Every industry is saturated. I'm telling you, if I want to leave this industry today and say I want to go learn something else, it's still going to be the same framework. I'm going to have to learn about it, figure out whether it's something that I like, and start putting in the work, learning about it, knowing about it, finding people who can teach me, and then applying. It's the same process. So the question you need to ask yourself is, Am I willing to put in the work? Is this really, really something that I want? Will this job transform my finances? Will it change my life? Will it help me gain that financial freedom that I want? You've got to find your why. Every one of us started from nothing, and today we're somewhere. And that's why I believe it's very important for me to share how I actually became a Scrum Master. So you don't assume that, I just woke up and I'm a Scrum Master. No. I have an international relations background. I wanted to become an ambassador. I have customer service experience. So whether you're a nurse, whether you're a teacher, whether you're an accountant, whether you are any type of career, you can become a Scrum Master if you want to become one. You only need to decide and then go learn and practice and apply. Those are the steps that you need. And in all of the steps, you've got to be consistent and dedicate the time to your learning. It's easy. Now, obviously, it requires work, but the steps are easy. They are clear as daylight. So you need to really think about it. Do I really want this role? I've been thinking about this role. It's been 5 years. I've been saying I want to become a Scrum Master. I actually even have my certification, but no, I've been applying for jobs. I haven't gotten any job. Really? By the time we look deep into your case, how prepared are you? How experienced are you? And when I'm talking about experience, how much do you know? How much do you know? Because there's a way you can learn so much. There is a way you can practice so much that you can step into the field and be experienced. Because at the end of the day, experience is doing things over and over again so that you get better and better and better. That's what experience is. And because organizations don't want to have to teach you, that's why they're looking for experience. So cut the excuses of, I don't have experience. What stops you from practicing? You don't have to have a job to go practice. You can practice before the job. There are communities all over. I have an inner circle Agile community where every Scrum Masters are allowed to join, where you learn, you practice, you grow. There is no excuse. I have a coaching program where you can learn and get skilled and know exactly what you need to do in this industry. You have no excuse. So if you do not have a Scrum Master job, the question is, how much am I investing into this career path that I truly want? So I'm hoping that today's video has really inspired you to actually go further, push further, and chase your goals, because your goals are not impossible. If you speak to every Scrum Master today, they all have a story. And once upon a time, they were not Scrum Masters. Once upon a time, they had a different career and they decided to become Scrum Masters, and they went through the path, and today they are Scrum Masters. So I hope that today you will check yourself, figure out the gaps that you have, and take the steps necessary for you to close those gaps. Like I always say, if you're interested in me coaching you, have a coaching program, a 10-week coaching program that is filled with all the information that you will need to succeed in this role. And if you're looking for a place to practice your skills, let's say that you've gone through training elsewhere, you have your certification, you're just looking for where to practice on a daily basis, then I want you to join my Inner Circle Agile community. Every day we meet, we run our events, we learn, we grow. You're going to learn from working Scrum Masters who are bringing their challenges, to the Zoom call every day. They talk about their challenges. We resolve the challenges. You learn from their experience. There is no excuse. So if you're looking for a coaching program or a community, the link will be in the description of this video. And I hope you make use of this opportunity so that in a few months' time, you can also share your story on how you became a Scrum Master. Wishing you all the best as always, and I cannot wait to catch you in my next video. Bye for now.